The summary for urban policymakers. This is a really innovative and a very exciting process. We're engaging multiple communities of practice and multiple regions and perspectives from around the world to understand, and more importantly, to start acting on the most cutting-edge climate science that the world is generating. We're doing that through a close collaboration with the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change is broken into 3 distinct working groups, and we're using the same lead authors that are developing this science for national governments, but we're taking that and then convening cities. Cities is where the rubber meets the road. Cities are also responsible for large parts of the world's greenhouse gas emissions, but are also a tremendous source and opportunity for both mitigation and adaptation to a rapidly changing climate. So it's through the lens of this engagement with the stakeholders at the local level that we can understand more deeply what needs to happen and also begin the absolutely critical process of translating science, which in some cases can be very dense, very technical, and uneasy to decipher. So the quicker we can take that knowledge and that consensus that has been built through the IPCC and provide that to cities, put it into the hands of the practitioners who can implement it, the better society will be. And here what we're doing is experimenting on a model with which to get that input, follow the kind of rigor of the academic community and the IPCC process, but put it into the hands of new stakeholders and empower them and embolden them with knowledge. During a process like this, there's learning, it's bidirectional learning, which is really exciting. So oftentimes, because of the rigorous nature of developing these scientific reports, and this is all done through voluntary action. So all of these lead authors have day jobs. So the access to them is very limited. So the ability for us to then, and the same thing with city practitioners who are leading departments of climate and sustainability in their cities. And their responsibility is to their city and to their citizens. And it's through their tax structure and payment that they have those jobs. So city employees' time is very hard to come by and very rare. But the ability and the interest of both of those communities, and in this case, one of the new innovations that we've done is that we've brought in global companies. By bringing them together, the value add of the opportunity of engaging with them is such that they're all willing to make a personal sacrifice and a commitment of their time to learn from one another. But as a part of doing that, and as they're learning from each other, the scientists realize and get a deeper understanding about the impact that their work is having and or the additional needs or interests from a practitioner community. And the practitioner community, in this case, businesses and cities, understand more deeply what the IPCC process is. They get answers to their questions. They get complicated information described and simplified so that they can understand it. And as a result, there's a much deeper appreciation from these different respective communities of practice. And as a result, there's greater buy-in. There's greater buy-in, there's greater understanding, there's greater knowledge. And I think in any kind of effort or exercise, when there is a win-win-win and everybody can learn from the process, you've done something very rich.